Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another episode of Who Are We? My name is Catrice Roots. I'm the creator of this series. Before we get started, I just want to say thank you guys that have been supporting my Who Are We series this far. Even though I don't have a lot of episodes out, just thank you guys. Thank you guys for buying my merch and supporting my merch. Merchandise that goes with the Who Are We stuff. Obviously, right now I'm not wearing it. This is my cousin Quan. His clothing line called God Got Us. Make sure to check out his brand as well. Follow it on Instagram. Follow his company on Instagram called God Got Us. But if you guys would like to get some Who Are We merch as well, you can shop to it like directly on my Instagram, or you can go to my website, Catrice Roots Productions. In the Who Are We section, there will be merchandise up in that area. So you know what I'm saying. Like, anyways, let's get on with this episode. Roll that intro. So obviously today we're talking about Benjamin Banneker. He was born November 9th, 1731 in Maryland. Banneker was a mathematician and an astronomer. Like, this man was like... But anyways, he was always thinking about stuff, obviously. Growing up, while living on a farm with his parents, like, by the way, the farm had 100 acres. It was a 100-acre farm. It gave Banneker a lot of time to be outside in nature, study the stars as a kid. Like, I don't know not one child growing up that did not take interest in looking at the stars. Like, almost like, you know how they call it sun gazing? Like, there's also a thing called moon gazing. I feel like a lot of kids, for some reason, when we're really young, we take interest in looking at the moon, looking at the stars. Even myself, like, I had a telescope growing up, and I would like go outside and look at the stars and stuff. Like, I was like very fascinated about it. So it's like, especially growing up in the country, it's like it's a different type of connection you have with nature when you grew up in a rural area like that. Banneker taught himself astronomy by watching the stars. He also learned advanced mathematics through borrowing textbooks. Banneker was also one of the first to build like the wooden clock, like those old clocks, like the old thick wooden ones that you would see in like your great grandparents' houses. I don't even think my great grandparent even had a wooden clock, or did she? Possibly, I don't know. But anyways, those big old wooden clocks, he's known for being the first person to build one of those in America, actually, in the year of 1752. Entirely out of wood, and first in the U.S. to keep precise time for decades. Literally, it kept time precisely up until the day he died, and the reason why it kept time precisely up until the day he died is because, surprisingly, during his funeral, his house caught the fire. The day of his funeral. Anyways, we'll talk about that later on in the episode. Anyways, his astronomical calculations were so accurate that it enabled him to successfully forecast a solar eclipse in the year of 1789. Banneker's mechanical and mathematical abilities were so remarkable that Thomas Jefferson recommended Banneker for the surveying team that laid out Washington, D.C. and the capital area and stuff like that. And fun fact, Benjamin Banneker also had a talent of having a photographic memory. So this is what a lot of people be thinking about, is like the photographic memory side when you hear Benjamin Banneker. It says when he was assigned to help with the layout of building the Capitol, when the president at that time, George Washington, fired his previous architect, Elfont. Elfont took the blueprint of the Capitol with him. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Oh, you're going to fire me? I take with me." I'm like, "Oh yeah." but literally, Elfont took all the blueprint plans with him, but of the Capitol with him. But thankfully, Thankfully, Benjamin Banneker, he remembered everything that L. Font was laying out. He was like, oh, I got y'all. Like, I remember exactly how this dude had this stuff laid out. Don't worry, I got y'all. Had it exactly in his mind. He was like, think, I got it. You know, like, he was just like Benjamin Banneker, he was right here with it. He was right up in here with it, you know. I'm glitching. I'm sorry. Anyways, so that's what happened. Like, he just fully remembered his layout, and people were amazed by that. The fact that, like, Benjamin Banneker had this like photographic memory to fully remember, like, the streets, all that type of stuff, like the streets, the layout of, like, the Capitol itself, the streets around it, the build, like the architectural look that they were going for. Like, he remembered all that, like, through photographic memory. I'm like, I can barely remember what I did yesterday, and I do a lot of stuff to help me remember stuff, but still, like, how, Benjamin, how? Maybe I have to go outside at nighttime and look at the stars. Maybe it's something about looking at the stars that helps your memory. Somebody do research on that. Anyways, I'm gonna look it up myself, but still, somebody else do some deeper research on that. You know, that could be something that could help out like dementia and stuff, like prevent dementia. Oh my gosh. Anyways, this is where Benjamin Banneker takes over and completely reproduces the layout of DC from the streets, parks, major buildings, and it's all from his photographic memory. He used his intelligence with mathematics and astronomy to also help grow his parents' farm, like, you know, like rebuild up his parents' farm and grow it all over again, you know, through just measurements, water flow of where the water should go through. Y'all need to look this man up. I'm telling y'all. Please look this man up. Banneker also published a journal annually from 1791 to 1802, compiling his Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, and Virginia almanac, and infirmis. The almanac included info on medicines and medical treatment, and listed tides, astronomical information, astronomy information, eclipses that Banneker had calculated himself, you know, black-owned eclipses, solar eclipses, black-owned calculated. Banneker Banneker made many more achievements in his life meant to inspire the future generations of black people. The day of his funeral, however, surprisingly, all of his documents and his well-known historical clock that he made, that wooden clock, was all destroyed in a fire. His house, everything was gone. Now look, I have a little bit of let me get my katana from the last episode. Now look, I have a conspiracy theory. I think the law was jealous of him, and somebody set his house on fire the day of his death. They were like, we gonna get him. You know what I'm saying? And some messed up people set his house on fire, and they were jealous of him. They was like, we're gonna burn down all of his work, so none of his work will be in historical museums or none of that. I think that's what it was. You know, because a lot of people saying, it mysteriously caught the fire on the day of his funeral. I mean, it could happen, but I don't think it did. I don't think so. I'm trying to put this thing down. Anyways, that's the episode of Benjamin Banneker, Who Are We? Thank you guys for watching this episode again. Make sure to go to my merch store, my website, Catrice Roots Productions, and check out some of my merchandise. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of stuff up in there. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to add, what I want to take out, stuff like that. But we have a lot of stuff in there, so go and check it out. Rock that Who Are We merch. take photos in it. If you take photos in the Who Are We merch, I will post it on my Instagram because I need all the models I can get. So yeah, but thank you guys for watching, and also happy Black History Month. This is the second episode in that we are knocking out during Black History Month. Like I said, we're going hard for Black History Month, man. Usually each month I do 2 to 3 episodes. This month for Black History, we're closing it out with like 6 to 7 episodes. Yes. So I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.